If there was one thing that I had to pick that I hate most about this job, stupid Chicago. Well, looks like we're gonna get into some snow. This is bullshit. Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, consider clicking the little subscribe button down there. I don't know how it helps me, but it helps me. Right now, YouTube's got my account all jacked up anyway, so maybe it doesn't help me, but click it anyway. But anyway, this trip, heading out to Vacaville, California. I am currently, where am I? I think I'm in south central Wyoming. Got a little snow on the ground out here. My main concern was the going over Donner Pass and how much snow they got out there. This doesn't look like it's going to be too bad according to the weather reports, but got a lot of stuff in this video. We're going to talk about your cab book, and you need to get it straight. Well, when you stop tonight, I'm going to go over the cab book again. I have a whole video on the cab book thing there. Click it. I don't know which side it'll be on, but go look at that video, and it shows you how I set mine up. But I just had an experience this morning at the Wyoming Port of Entry, and a gentleman there was having all kinds of problems, and they finally told him, you can't come in our state, and we will escort you out. Yes, he was to turn around and get out of the state and go fix his paperwork. So we're going to talk about what his problems were and how you can avoid those problems in this video. Right now, we're just kind of cruising along, and I'm going to take you for a ride with me across all this stuff as the snow, I don't know, might get deeper as we go until we get over Donner Pass. But this is the first snow that I've seen coming across here, all the way across Iowa and Nebraska. There wasn't anything, a few flurries here or there, but this is the only snow that is actually sitting on the ground. It is currently 32 degrees. It is, I don't know what it is, November 14th, I think, 2022. Woke up this morning to 23 degrees. That was chilly. And now I'm just rolling along. So we'll check back in a little bit later when we have something more interesting to show. Driving through Evanston, Wyoming now. A little more snow. Still nothing on the road, and I haven't seen anything falling. But the clouds up there look like snow clouds. So we'll see how this weather holds out. It is currently 22 degrees, and it's 6 o'clock in the evening. So I'm shooting for Wells, Nevada tonight. So I should be through Utah and just across the border into Nevada. So we'll check in a little bit later. Just made the bend off of 80 and 84 headed to Salt Lake, and this is a beautiful drive. Going 80 along here, there's a reservoir down to the left. You're kind of on the side of this mountain or hill or whatever it is, and you can just see all the mountains off in the distance. It's just a beautiful drive. This over here, there, and then you can see over there. You got this whole canyon here. It's just a nice drive. Just cruising along the southern edge of the Great Salt Lake at sunset. Can't really see it, but the Salt Lake is off to the right over there. Just over the berm. There's a lot of water on the side of the roads. That's all salty water, briny stuff. Kind of seeps up. I don't know, you might be able to see a little bit of it over there on the right. But rolling across 80 and through Salt Lake City, there is no snow in Salt Lake City. So we'll see what happens a little further down the road. What the heck? I'm in Nevada and there's snow. That ain't right. So I'm currently getting ready to roll into Winnemucca, Nevada, and I'm going to fill everything up with fuel. This is the last sort of cheap fuel stop.
In 1 3/4 miles, take exit 173 on the right toward West Winnemucca Boulevard.
Between here and Vacaville, California. It's not super cheap. It's still $4.80 some cents, $4.86 I think it was. So it's cheaper than anywhere the rest of the way. Usually Reno's cheap, but it's not this time. And last night at Wells, usually it's cheap in Wells, but it was $5.29 or something in Wells. So squeezed it out to get to here. Gonna drop about, I don't know, I'm guessing maybe 100 gallons, 110 gallons in. And that'll do me for in and out of California, get me back to here to top off again. And then I'll make it a long way after that. Probably all the way back to Grand Island.
Take exit 173 on the right toward West Winnemucca Boulevard.
Calculations were a little off. Only got 97 gallons. So plans change. I'm delivering to Vacaville, and there's 2 reloads coming out of Vacaville going down to San Martin, and they're paying $2.15 a mile. So after a quick working the numbers, I am going to go on to Reno and just top the tank off just enough. Unfortunately, it's over $5. It's like $5.29 in Reno. And I haven't paid over $5 a gallon in, months. I can't even remember the last time I paid over $5 a gallon. But I'm going to top it in Reno, and then that'll give me enough to get into Vacaville, run down to San Martin, deliver, get back up to Vacaville, grab another one, take it back down to San Martin, and then get back out, and I should be able to make it all the way back to Winnemucca to fill, but I'll be probably at half a tank or somewhere around there. We'll have to see. But I'm gonna do a couple of reloads that pay pretty well out here, as long as I don't have to get fuel in California, which is when I looked it up, it was $6.59 with our discount. Doesn't pay. It's not profitable to do it that way then. I think I'll only have to put, I don't know, just a few gallons in Reno just to make sure that I'm full, and then I'll be able to do all those runs, and it won't cost me any more money, and I'll make a little extra money. So that's next. Got to get my email and got to get the paperwork printed out because I'm almost to Vacaville. Well, not really almost, I'm a couple hours away, but I'm going to print my paperwork out now so that I have it, so I can call them and tell them to get the units ready and all that stuff. So let's get the printer out. Got the fuel topped off in Sparks, Nevada. for more than I wanted to pay. It was 5 something there, but I squeezed in 12 gallons. With everything tippy-topped off, I should be able to do delivery, both the reloads, and make it back to that place in Nevada. So here we go, crossing into California. Let's see. Thanks for that. There it is. Welcome to California. Beep, beep. Now we start to climb over Donner Pass eventually here, but we are into the mountains. So hopefully the roads stay clear and we just cruise along. And we're to the wonderful 55 miles an hour when you're towing. That's awesome. That looks like Donner Pass is going to be nice and clear. A little bit of construction through here, but no snow on the road. A little bit of snow on the sides of the road, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a problem. Beautiful sunny day. It's actually pretty warm out there right now. 40 degrees. This morning it was 0 here. So it has warmed up significantly from this morning. And here is Donner Summit. Roads have been good. Now it's all downhill from here. Well, I was going to do some video last night at delivery and the pickup of the reloads, but that turned in to be a cluster. Delivery went fine, but I was supposed to get 2 reloads out of there. I ended up with this one. The other one they worked on and could never get the slides to go in. So that's a fail. I wouldn't have taken just one because one isn't giving me enough profit. But I had already agreed to take the 2 and one was screwed up. But I did get a APU fee, which I believe is $150. Which isn't bad because the reloads are only paying like $230, so I get $150 for not taking one. But I did kill about 2 hours messing with them, trying to get the camper working so I could haul it. But so now I'm waiting for this dealer here to get opened up so I can get this one delivered. And then I think I might just go into San Francisco, even though I hate people. But I kind of want to drive across the Golden Gate Bridge. I also want to find, I don't know what it is, Lothrop Road or Loman Road, or I don't remember. I'll have to look it up. It's supposed to be the steepest road in San Francisco. It's like 40-some degree descent with 8 switchbacks. Should be fun. And get a couple of pictures of the Golden Gate Bridge and drive over it and that kind of stuff. So I'll go explore San Francisco a little bit. I only want to kill a couple of hours and then get back on the road. I still got to get back to Michigan and pick up my other reload. But tonight, when I finally settle down, hopefully I'll be about Reno, maybe Winnemucca. Then I'll finish up this video with the Logbook, I know I haven't got to that yet. It's on the list. And it's good, so stay tuned. All right, so let's talk about the cab book. Now, there's a couple of different ways that you can do it. And some people, they use one of these expanding folders like this, and it can work if you have it labeled properly and you're diligent about keeping the junk out of here. What usually happens with these though is when you're replacing, let's say you get a new insurance form, so you pull your insurance or you get a new insurance and then you just, in a rush, you just stick it in the same folder. So now you have the current insurance and you have an expired insurance. And then you have more expired insurance behind that and your permits and all that stuff. So you have to get the junk out and not keep old expired things in here. And the gentleman that I saw at the port of entry in Wyoming, that was kind of his problem. Now, it also goes along with, you need to know what you need at each port or on each run, because he was standing there with one of these and they asked him for his oversized permit, and he said, you need my registration? And they said, no, the oversized permit. And he looks and he's like, license plate registration? And the lady was getting a little short, and she's like, no, the oversized, over-dimensional permit. So he fumbled through here and he dug through a whole bunch of stuff, and then he pulled out a sheet and he's like, oh, there you go. And then the lady looked at it and she said, that's expired. And he looked at it, he goes, oh. And he dug through here, and he goes through and he kept going through all the different things, pulls out another one, hands it to her, it's expired also. So then he putts around in here for a little bit longer, pulls out a third one, hands it to her, it's expired also. So, no go there. Now with my company, with the Wyoming permit, I can go right on my app and I can print out a current new one. Arizona's different though. It has to be an original. It can't be a photocopy or a reprint. So you have to go to the office and get it. So each year we go to the office and we get a new Arizona permit. He didn't have that option to do any of that. So, and here's another thing, I got to figure out where this goes. Right there. So he had to be escorted out of the state. He wasn't allowed to come in. So if you can make one of these things work, that's great. I can't. It's just not easy to get to all the stuff that I want to get. And getting them in and out and all that stuff, it's just not the best. I do use one of these on the road, but it's for stuff that I don't operate with. It's for backup of things. It's for, well, let's see, what's some other stuff I got in here. I've got my EFS instructions, not that I'll ever need it, but I do have it in there. I have my contract. I have, the biggest thing that I use is in the front of it is my printer paper. I store my printer paper in there, and that's what I use this for, well, pretty much 100% of the time. I never access anything else that's in here. I do have also my paper logs. You have to keep paper logs, a backup for your electronic logs. I keep that in here also. Now, what I use is the cab book, and I did a long video on everything that's in the cab book, but I'm going to kind of touch on it again and why I use this cab book. When I go to the port, there are a couple of things that they're going to want to know, or they're going to want to see. One is the registration for my truck. It's right here, first page. Open the binder up, bam, it's right there. I just take this sheet, I unsnap it, and I give it to them. Now the next page in there, my Wyoming oversized permit. So I just unsnap those 2 pages and hand it to them in the covers. They don't need to take them out. They just do all the information right off of it, and then they hand them back to me and I snap them right back in there. Now the next one that I have is the next most common thing that I need, and that's my Arizona oversized permit. They're all 1, 2, 3. Those are the ones that I use without a doubt the most out of everything that's in this book. The next one are my insurances. So I have my vehicle insurance, I have the company's cargo insurance, but I only need those when I'm getting a DOT stop. So the first 3 things are what I have. Now, these make it also really easy. Since there's only 1 piece of paper in there, when you get a new one, you take this old one out and you throw it away and you put your new one in there. You only have 1 sheet of paper in each one of these things. So you never have the wrong ones in there. They're all organized. And then another thing that I do, and I've said it before, the current load that I'm running on, all the paperwork's here. The BOL, my payment sheet, the inspection sheet, whatever else I need is all right in here. When I'm done with this load, it goes to the back page and I slide it in here. And then when I get home, then I take all this out and I file it away. But my active load is right in the front. So when I get stopped by the DOT, I hand them this book. There's my BOL, there's my registration, and anything else that they want in here. But you have to keep them not expired. You have to keep the current ones in your folder. I use a folder. You can use the expanding thing, but make sure you do not put expired things in there or leave expired things in there. It's super important. You'll get super confused, and when you're at the DOT and you're fumbling through all that stuff trying to find the right one, you're flustered, they're annoyed, and it just makes more errors and it just makes you look not very professional. So if you have this, you got everything you need.
And today we are taking a page out of the Transport Bandits playbook. If you don't know who the Transport Bandits are, I don't know what to say. They're famous. They are the fun side of RV transport. And they go and do all the cool stuff that we all wish that we were doing. Today I'm actually going to do something that I hope ends up being cool and not just stuck in traffic all day. But today I am going to drive through San Francisco. I might even get off the highway and drive on some of them really steep up and downsies. And I'm gonna drive over the Golden Gate Bridge and check that out. So this should be a fun trip, hopefully. I mean, the traffic I know is going to be horrid, but I know it's going to be horrid, so I'm going in already prepared for that. And I've been mowing on my stress reliever gummies, so hopefully they will work. My wife says that they'll work. We'll see. I don't know if there's enough of these gummies in here to handle San Francisco, but we'll see. Does anybody know what that is? I don't know what it is, but it's pretty big.